All right, here we go again. All right, let me get situated and we can talk for a little bit. On the go. Man, I tell you this this upset this past weekend, boy, it got people acting up. It got everybody emotional, man. It's crazy. It's, this past weekend been crazy, man. Like, I think I'm the only one that held it together when it comes to emotion. When it comes to this fight, I'm just talking about it. Hey, I was as shocked as everybody, but it just seemed like this fight got people acting up. But yeah, let's get situated because I just want to talk about like some of the aftermath here. There's good and bad to it, you know what I mean? Like there's good and bad to this thing. That's why I'm like, just accept it. That's what I'm saying. Look, it's shocking for a few weeks or so, but then it's like if you've been watching this thing called combat sports for years, you should understand. Like everybody should understand. Like nobody is going to be in this thing forever. Nobody's going to be undefeated forever. I mean, yeah, with the exception of your Floyd Mayweathers and your um, Marcianos and your Joe Calzaghes, them type of fighters like that. You're gonna get your undefeated fighters, but um, for the most part, when you really want to drill it down to MMA, nobody's gonna walk away without taking an L, right? So just accept it and move on from it, enjoy it, because that's what it is, man. It's not like we face. That's what I'm saying. Like after what I've been going through, I don't really care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I care like as far as like I'm watching a movie. It's that type of thing for me. But when somebody loses like that, I'm not like, you know, it that's how it happens. I don't care like that. There's a lot of people who think, oh wow, it's that bad, or we got to make excuses and things like that. Like, no, like I don't care what anybody says about the fight. How they feel about it is how they feel about it, right? So anything I discuss over here is, just my perspective and my observation of it, right? That's it. How I feel about it. Anybody else can feel how they feel about it. I picked wrong on it. Okay, yeah. I think everybody expected the fight to turn out. Nobody expected the fight to turn out this way. Why do you think Alexa Grasso said somebody punched me in the face because I think I'm dreaming, right? So that tells you that even Alexa herself couldn't believe it, right? So that tells you something, So it's just like, hey, it happens. Stuff like this happens, and you just move on from it. We just talk about it and have a regular discussion, you know, just have a regular discussion on what went wrong. Can she do it again? I don't even care, if people want to question like Valentina, as far as her resume and stuff. It's just a discussion. You want to talk about it, be like, oh well, I don't think she's this good. Okay, well, what's your points? We can always just have a discussion about it. That's all. Ain't nothing personal. Oh, Marcus, what's up? He said might be a reason why it might not be a good idea to attach yourself to a fighter. Yeah, yeah, I love the fight game, man. Yeah, like I don't understand. Like I never do that. Like there's fighters I ride for, I ride with because I enjoy what they do, but that's about it. Like I don't know them personally. I don't know them personally like that, but there's some fighters whenever I see what they're doing and they're good for the game. Yeah, I'll rep them all day. I'll put them on the channel because if you're doing good for the sport and you bring in good fights and you exciting and you just an all around talented fighter, we'll talk about you. I'll always go to bat for a fighter like that to a certain extent. Yeah, to a certain extent. That's how I am. I'm a fan of fighters. I'm a fan of certain fighters too. But when it comes down to it, we're gonna talk about what's really going on with it. Like if they have weaknesses, we'll talk about them. They're messing up. They're doing something right. It's always up for discussion. You know. But I enjoyed this past Saturday. I still enjoyed it, no matter how it turned out. I wasn't mad at all. I was enjoying it. Like, for somebody that, yeah, picked Valentina to win the fight, I loved how it was turning out, because the fighter was, you know, the fighter in Alexa Grasso showed up, and she made us all like just really, really get behind her in that moment. And that's what it is, man. When you really just like the fight game, however you see it turning out, you just go and enjoy how fighters fight. Like, seeing her step up to the plate made it much better than just seeing her succumb to the dominance of Valentina once again, right? Like, whenever somebody just goes in there, bows down, okay, I'll rock with Valentina because she did what she was supposed to do. She was disciplined, she showed up, she dominated that fighter. But when her opponent doesn't show up, it's like, okay, what was the purpose of this? But when they show up, like Alexa Grasso did, and make it competitive all the way to the end, and then they do something crazy by actually, turning the tables and winning the fight, you gotta like that. You gotta love that, man. Even if you are just a fanboy of one fighter, you gotta love that. And that's how I was. I was turned up watching this thing, man. I was like, wow, like, she's giving us something that we always wanted. Somebody that's gonna be competitive up in here. Somebody that's gonna be doing their thing, like somebody that's actually gonna stand their ground, right? And that's what it was all about Saturday to me. Like, we had fun with picks and stuff, but when it comes down to somebody coming in and giving that person a good fight, that's what I like. That's what I love about it. Marcus said, are one of those people. I was one of the people who look at fight game as whole. Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, as of lately, people been trying to drive stuff out of me. You know what I mean? Like, they be trying to drive stuff out of me. Making stuff up, talking about, oh, double standard this and double standard that. But I'm like, you know what? I'm on this channel. Just sit back and listen to what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no double standard, nothing. I mean, we got to look at how this thing is as a whole. Like, look at it through the eyes of somebody who's a trainer, or through the eyes of somebody who actually studied the sport, not a fanboy. And that's how I always try to approach it. Somebody that loves the fight game. I'm gonna tell you when somebody's doing something wrong or right on both sides. So it don't matter. Like I said, I have my fighters I like that I enjoy watching, but I ain't gonna lie. Definitely ain't gonna lie. The real MVP said Weili's the last fighter I'm attaching myself to. I won't attach myself then. None. Darby said, I love Shevchenko so much that I flew to Chicago to see her fight but I knew one day if she hung around long enough, yeah. And that's cool though. I mean, like, I'll fly out to see fighters. I'll fly out to see. We all go out to the movies to see our favorite actors. That's not a bad thing. I mean, that's not a crazy thing or like over attached thing. You're supposed to do that. Like, if your favorite fighter's fighting, you go out and support them. You go out and see them. It's like your favorite actor's got a movie. You go out and watch the movie. I think it means like just going overboard. Just going overboard with it. But that's not going overboard. Getting too emotional with it. So yeah. Kelsey, I attached myself to Ronda Rousey. I still love her. Okay. Sorry, I'm not attached to anyone else. It's okay. Okay. Well, as long as it don't blind you to the fact that she lost, you know what I mean? Like, if you can still come to terms on Ronda, like, you still love Ronda, but you can actually come to terms and say where she messed up. Like, I was a big Roy Jones fan, but I'll break it down to you on how he just fell off. You know what I mean? Like, I'll break it down to you on that. Like, big Roy fan, but every time he would show up and lose throughout the later part of his career, there was a point where I said, man, you got to hang it up. unless you don't change this, or you don't change that, you know. Val has fought 500 to 600 times. She doesn't know how many she's lost. I'll always attach myself to certain fighters. I can't help it. It makes the fight better. That's fight game. But hard when they lose. That's fight. Yeah, that's part of fight game. You know. That's just a part of the fight game. Somebody's going to lose. That's what I'm saying. Like, even with actors, like, you have your favorite actors. Sometimes they'll make a hit. Sometimes they'll make a bomb. You can still rock with them. You know. You don't have to go overboard and say, "Oh, this actor's trash now," or I give up on movies altogether. I give up on their movies altogether. It ain't got to be like that, because there's some actors, I like out there that put on some great performances. Then the next, they might put out a bad movie. I'm gonna say it's a bad movie, but I'm like, hey, that's part of the game. Sometimes you make bad choices. And that is the fight game. Bad choices be made, right? That's why you train as hard as you can, because you want to avoid losing, but sometimes you do. Let's see. Ronda. Hold on. Oh, sorry. I liked Yasmin. Is the last fighter. He said, I lied. Yasmin. Yasmin's the last fighter. Okay. And she's still early in her career, so you got a long way to go on that one, real MVP. I like Yasmin too, though. I like Yasmin. I like what she's doing. I like her as a fighter. And hopefully we see what she can do. And Weili's a good representation of the sport too. Weili's a good representation of the sport. I like Weili. But before we go too far off topic, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because, well, actually, I'll take a few more comments before we jump on the real topic here. I was just letting a few people come in, and then I got to get out and do something here real quick because I'm on the move. So, actually, we can go ahead and start. I ain't stopping over here. Never mind. Okay, so anyways, y'all see the title, Alexa Grasso, and y'all see right, Alexa Grasso and Amanda Nunes is on the screen now, right? So that's what I wanted to talk about, man. Since Alexa Grasso, well, not Alexa, it's not fully about Alexa Grasso, it's about Weili and Amanda. Okay, since Alexa Grasso pulled off this upset this past Saturday, and now shakes up a lot of different things. Valentina's name has been attached to a lot of fighters that aren't even in her weight class, right? So now that she's faced her first legit defeat against a very competitive Alexa Grasso, and it kind of opens our eyes and opens her eyes to what's to come in the flyweight division. I think we can definitely say it's safe to say now, look, Weili and Amanda, they can both move on from this Valentina Shevchenko thing. They can both move on now because Valentina's got her own problems now. She's got her own problems. All right? And even if she was to get by Alexa Grasso, she's got many problems on the come up. Right? So even if she was to win this fight and move on from it, she's still got her own problems, right? And that's what we've been wanting anyway. We've been wanting some competitive flyweights, competitive contenders, some hungry fighters that's going to give Valentina a good fight, right? So here, all these other fighters that want a super fight or Amanda, they can forget about it now. Just forget about it. There was no need for Weili to want to fight her. Maybe someday, maybe like 2 or 3 years from now, but there was no need for the UFC to even try to talk about Weili fighting Valentina at any point in this 2023, all right, or 2024 for that matter. So Weili, no more talk about Valentina. Let her do her thing. Let her bounce back and let her stick it out in her division. Then you got Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes, she want to stick around and fight. Hey, You got a couple of good contenders here now, like Irene Aldana. You still got a Juliana Pena rubber match to decide. Let's just move on with that now. I, for one, never really cared for a rubber match with Valentina. If it was going to happen, I said, hey, go ahead and make it. Let's get it out the way. Say, okay, we done it. Third time, whoever wins, that's it, right? It was kind of a big money thing, I guess. Even though the last two fights weren't really like that exciting. And Amanda's 2-0, but people still wanted it, right? So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and do it. Maybe it's the sooner the better with Nunes. But now that that's done, we can move on from it. And it won't hurt. It won't hurt these fighters. It's not going to hurt Amanda. It's not going to hurt Weili that this happened to Valentina, right? Because for one, why does this have to be like a big super fight when, Valentina's not really like a headliner anyway? You know what I mean? Like, she was never really like this huge star that they could bank money off of. I know they probably just wanted to test themselves. Like, Weili just probably wanted to test herself against Valentina, but Weili doesn't really even need Valentina, to be like a star. Yeah, she doesn't even need her to really become a pound for pound great now. Which leads me to the real reason that Weili never really needed to call out anyway, and she can just forget about it now, is because she's got enough fighters in her own division. She's got enough fighters in her own division to help make her great. A lot of good names. A lot of good names for Weili at strawweight that we won't even worry about seeing her. We won't even worry about her missing out on a fight with Valentina at any point in her career, as long as she was to continue to dominate at strawweight against the names that's there, right? So I just think that's one of those situations where, the UFC saw a little something there and they wanted to make that gamble. But now that Shevchenko faced this loss against Grasso, it's kind of like, okay, we can forget about it now. We can forget about it. And it doesn't really kill dreams of Weili being a star, because like I said, she's already the bigger name in WMMA, right? So they don't really need to push that thing anymore. And as far as like legacy, Weili got names, man. She got a lot of names. She still got the third Rose fight where she could go in there and get that. Even the second fight with Andrade is looking good. But of course, the big fight that we all want, the big one, is the Amanda Lemos fight. That alone is a good fight. Everybody knows the danger that Amanda Lemos brings to the table, so that's a good fight for her. And then, see, in this fight here too, I want to mention, because a lot of people don't think that this fight will happen, but some people say it is a fight they'll make, is the Yan Xiaonan fight. That right there, that's a big fight for China, right? You got two Chinese fighters in the UFC that could possibly fight one day. You got two top level China fighters. They might want to capitalize off that. So there's a lot of different options for it. A lot of different options for Weili. Now that the UFC doesn't try to push this Valentina fight on her. Like it really did seem like they were trying to push that fight sometime like within this year or the next year. So I'm kind of glad this happened. Not saying I wanted to see just Valentina lose for any reason, but there is a blessing that's coming out of this. Now that Valentina's kind of out of this picture and got her own problems, they don't try to put Weili in that position and say, oh, you want to move up to 125 and fight her? We don't have to worry about that now, right? So that's a good thing. That's definitely a good thing. You got Amanda Nunes, man. Amanda Nunes, she's in a position now. She's in a position now to say, okay, well, no need for me to worry or even like worry about bothering Shevchenko. I can move on from here, and it should sit well with Amanda Nunes, because hey, she already owns 2 wins over. She already owns 2 wins over Valentina Shevchenko. So to me, it's going to be a lot easier for her to move on from this and just say, well, Valentina's got her own problems now at 125. So I don't have to worry about that fight anymore. I can just maybe defend my belt a couple more times, maybe here at featherweight or even 135. I can actually make the excuse and say, well, Valentina's, she just lost. There's no reason to try to call her out, right? She can move on from that and say, well, let's do these other fights, and then I'll call it a day. Now, it might be if you look at it in the financial standpoint, she might be a little disappointed because it could have been an easy win, right? It could have been an easy win for her and a bigger paycheck. So she might be a little bit mad at that Shevchenko lost this fight. And now it's like, man, that could have been a big check, and I'm confident I could beat her easier this time than the first 2 times, right? So either way, she owns 2 wins. She still got stuff going on in her division. It kind of works out okay for her. And, like I said, Weili already headlining cards over Valentina. She's already in that position where she's going to be a Hall of Famer without having to step out of her division. They're both in good places now. So really, the UFC and the fans, I really don't want to hear them bring these names up around Valentina anymore, because again, Valentina got some good competition on the come up, got her own problems here, and we saw. I don't know if all y'all saw it, but we saw that they already posted the odds for a rematch with Valentina and Grasso, and the odds are looking to be more in favor of Valentina again, right? Well, for good reason, because she was the champion. But do we really think it's going to be easy this next time around? I don't think so, man. I don't think so, because this wasn't, like I said, this wasn't no just flip around behind the back knockout, or it wasn't just no one-shot deal where Grasso just caught Valentina at the wrong place at the wrong time. It wasn't just like this isolated mistake. It was, everything was studied, knowing her errors, and knowing her strengths, and knowing every little thing about her. And that's why I was saying, man, like I've been saying that in past videos too, even like when I post up the other day, about studying Valentina. It's like, yeah, it's important to study and actually understand what she does right and what she does wrong. You got to understand what she's doing right and what she's doing wrong, so you're going to catch her in that moment. And that's what Grasso did. So it wasn't just like Grasso caught one little mistake. You saw the proof. They studied it. They said she makes these errors, so when it comes down to this point, we're going to catch her in this moment. We're going to catch that back. And that's how it worked out, right? That's why I say I love the fight game. Like, that's why I don't invest in just one fighter, because, I'm going to look at it and say, oh, wow, this is what she did wrong. This is how she did it. And you'll hear me actually look at it and break it down step by step. I don't mind posting it up by Grasso. I say, oh, wow, she studied and she capitalized on it, man. All right. So what else, man? Let me look at some comments here real quick. Let me check out y'all's comments here. Hold on real quick. Let me see. And really, I might talk about this in another video, though. Yeah, Darby. Yeah, Grasso going to work on that takedown defense for sure. Like, she defended a few takedowns with ease too. She was able to stuff that head a couple of times. Keep it standing. But yeah, I think in the future, the way she got taken down with some of those other simple takedowns from Valentina in like the 3rd round and then the 2nd round, I think they're going to prepare for that. Yeah, they'll definitely prepare for that the next time around for sure. So if she just stops those little things and also maybe is a little bit more active, because she did lose round 2 and 3 and she was getting hit with some jabs, I think that this time around, it could be a much cleaner version of what she did the first time. I'm just saying, like, off of what I seen, it could be that. Like I said, this ain't no just little behind the back fluke thing that Grasso did. They actually studied. So, it's very much possible that could play out the same way. I kind of get, like I said, I kind of get that vibe. I kind of get that vibe like it was the kind of similar to the Rose Joanna thing, like where the styles just play in bad off each other. For Joanna, like Rose is just a terrible style matchup. Not so much in the second fight, but it was still hard for Joanna because she got beat up in that fight. But there's just certain things that maybe one particular fighter, if they really study you and they got certain skills, if they really nurture those skills right, they can neutralize you. They can neutralize you. They can make it a competitive fight. You know. So Chin said, I think it'll still be competitive, but Grasso will still win. Yeah, I think it might be either. It could either be really really competitive to the end, or Grasso make it a little bit more one sided. Because like I said, she covered everything, man. Like it wasn't just on the feet, which is what a lot of people thought where a lot of people thought she was gonna fail, but she actually made the stand up game tricky for Valentina. And then even on the ground, man, like even on the ground, like Valentina was just really subjected to just trying to lay and pray at times and just keep top control. Like she wasn't really able to land like any ground and pound on Grasso either, right? So with everything covered the way she did, man, I don't know, man. Grasso has a very, very good chance to win it again. So that's why I say she's got her own problems, man. All right, hold on. Hang on here, just walking for a second. Let me see something here. What y'all talking about? Really, MVP side, I wouldn't mind Pena getting smacked around by Nunes again, though. Well, she wants that fight bad, so hey, if she wants that fight bad enough, hey, let her have it, right? I'm looking at that second fight again, man. That junk was a bloody mess, boy. Pena was bleeding. Pena was bleeding that dark blood too, man. Hold on. All right, let me see here. Well, I said he still wanted to see Mano in the Santos fight. I think that's one of the most fights. Yeah, I still want that fight too. All right, hold on. All right, hang on. All right, I'm back. Hold on now. Let me see something here. Chin said Jessica beat Claudia like a drum. Oh yeah, she whooped Claudia. Wow, man. I think it's safe to say that that's the fight that took everything out of Claudia. Here we go. Here we go. Claude said can't even see Grasso becoming a long reigning champion. Well, you never know. Nobody. Hey, you didn't see her winning either, right? Hey, this is the fight game, so we didn't see her winning, and I know you didn't see her winning, so I can't say I don't see her becoming a long reigning champion. We don't know, right? I mean, it's definitely it's definitely a rough time to be a long time reigning champion because of the way the fighters are evolving. And Grasso, she's right in the mix of she's right in the Shark Tank with a lot of improving fighters. So yeah, it is hard to see her in that aspect. But like I said, hey, didn't see her winning, so we can't really say that hey, she gonna fail like that. You know? Who else? Same with Weili. Like Weili, she looking like the best of the best, but you're around a lot of good fighters that can counter your style right now. You're still around Rose. You're around Amanda Lemos, who I think has a great chance. Andrade is still in the mix, and you never know how Yan Jana might fare. You just never know. So they're all in a time right now where the game is evolving, and a couple of things just ain't a couple of moves just ain't gonna get you to the top anymore. You know what I mean? But yeah, even let's say like I was going to say too, there are big problems. There are big problems right now for Grasso and Shevchenko, but Valentina, even if she wins, I don't think there'll be like this second seven defense reign type of thing. You know what I mean? Hell, I don't even think there'll be like a 2 or 3 reign. And that's no knock to Valentina, but it just comes down to people knowing your style now. Knowing your style, and you as a fighter being used to the same thing. You know what I mean? Being more comfortable in what you are, because Valentina's done what she's done for so long, and you've rarely seen her have to change. Like, let's compare to Weili. Like Weili, yeah, she got into a division where everything was competitive, right? So you've seen Weili change her fighting style, right? You've seen her have to change. So somebody like Weili, they're going to be a little bit more accustomed to uh, dealing with other fighters that want to try to push them, push them into another realm. Like fighters like Weili's going to be accustomed to changing. She's going to be accustomed to adapting now. Might not, be as dominant, but you'll see her change more. Like we're all used to seeing Valentina take like the same approach in there. She does different things. Like, she can strike with you and she can take you down, but for the most part, you see her take charge and always kind of go through the same motion, right? She's a well-rounded fighter, but you still see kind of like this. I know what to expect from Valentina. Let me just put it that way. I expect the stance. I expect the same combination being thrown if nobody pushes her. I expect her to handle you the same way on the ground. But when you look at Weili, it's a little bit different. She's taking different approaches to fighting. That's why she's being forced to change, because her division was a little bit more competitive, right? But now, in the second coming of the flyweight division, Valentina, if she wins against Grasso, a lot of fighters now, they're going to be a little bit more comfortable. Grasso done broke that aura. Grasso done broke that aura now. A lot of fighters are going to be trying to push her now. They're going to be trying to push it. They're going to be trying to push her and get it. They want to be, since they couldn't get it the first time, they still want to be able to be that one to say, okay, if Grasso did it, I can do it. They don't want to have that reputation as somebody that lost to somebody to somebody like Grasso. Like, and that's no knock to Grasso. I'm just saying, like, they were there, they were higher in the rankings, like before Grasso, like Manon was, Blanchfield. But Grasso's number 6 turned out to be the one to do it. So now everybody's going to push Valentina. They're going to go for it now, and they're going to say, I can do it, or I can do it better. Right? Claude said Val sticks around a few more years, she'll basically be a gatekeeper at her age. Yeah, I think so. I think so at this point, man. Like, even if she gets this belt back, those other fighters are going to take chances. Like, even Manon, people are going to say, oh, I don't think Manon could do it. No, now that Manon sees it too, Manon is going to try to use her size to the best of her ability. She's going to use her size, and she's going to be throwing combinations now, because everybody knows now, even some of the things I was saying before, even before this fight, this is some things I was saying, like, don't let Valentina set her feet, and she won't get into a rhythm with her timing. I always said that, look, if you push her back and keep her off of her feet, that's how you get to her. Same way Juliana Pena did, same way Amanda Nunes tried to do. You got to keep her off of, because she can be stationary. Once you let her plant her feet, she lets that 1-2 go. You let her get into a rhythm, you start respecting it, it's over. But, when you start looking at how fighters like Manon say, oh, I can throw combinations, you can start seeing her do the same thing. Ephraim said, speaking of long title reigns, if Grasso hypothetically put together 7 title defenses against the current flyweight division, would it be more impressive than Val's 7 title defenses? I think so, man. Like, because for one would be Valentina, right? One of them would be Valentina, who was the long reigning champion with 7 title defenses, right, Ephraim? So, yes, most definitely. Most definitely, because you got number 7. Okay, your first one would be Valentina, right? And she was the one that Grasso took the belt from the first time, and she was the one that was on the long reign, right? So Valentina's one. Let's say she beats Manon. Well, she was the number 1 who was on a 5-0 win streak. Then you beat Santos, who gave Valentina her toughest fight. And then you beat Blanchfield, who just destroyed the former strawweight champion and Jessica Andrade. Okay. Already seen as pound for pound one of the best fighters. And let's throw in another name. Let's say if Tatiana got up there. Wanted to get some get back from her, and she beats Tatiana. I don't know if that would happen, but that's a name too. Shoot, I think if she knocked down like 3 or 4 of these names, Ephraim, that would already kind of give us a run for her money. Valentina's title reign run for her money. Like, I think all it would take is like a good 4 or 5, and you would say, wow, that 5-fight win streak that Grasso's on, or title defenses, if you look at the names on the resume alone, those are pretty dang good, and they might consider that even better. Because that alone, to me, beating Santos, well, defend against Valentina, then you beat my triple threat. Those 4 right there, I think I would say your title defense reign is better than Valentina's. No knock to and Chikagan and all of them, but Chikagan did lose to Andrade, and she did lose pretty dominant fashion to Valentina. Lauren Murphy didn't really give Valentina a tough fight. Andrade didn't either, right? Jessica she got destroyed in 2 rounds. But these girls are going to push Grasso. Because I'm already thinking in the mindset that that Grasso is going to be in the fight for her life. Because nobody's going to go in there and respect Grasso either. You know that, right? Like, when they all fight her, they're not going to show her the same respect. She's going to have to fight her behind off to beat these girls. So they are going to put her in that mode where she got to fight hard, But this is all just based off of what if, right? Off of Ephraim's question. I'm just answering his question. We ain't going off the deep end. Don't get in your feelings about what I'm saying, but I'm answering his question, and I'm just kind of looking at it in a hypothetical way. We saying if Grasso was to grab 7 defenses, I think it would be a better reign than Valentina's. But all I said would probably take 4 names that I named to make you say, wow, Wow. True here said, who will they match Blanchfield up with next? Um, if Dana White is being a butthead and he don't want to make the if Dana White's being a butthead and he don't want to make the rematch with Valentina, he might make Grasso Blanchfield. But I could see them making Manon and Blanchfield in August, because Manon Fiorot is trying to come back in August. So I could see Blanchfield Manon. So that might be the next fight. Or you never know, Santos. Either of those names might be next for a true. TJ said Grasso was losing up until she won, same as Misha. The future is rinse and repeat. Not as bad though. Not as bad, TJ. Now I know TJ is just trolling, because you can't even compare that. Like I said before, well, he knows what I said. I ain't even gonna go in that. Like, TJ just be saying stuff sometime. TJ's a recovering not even gonna say that. Sometimes he say certain things. Like, I just happened to read his comment and I was just like, oh, okay, what are you talking about? Because then I remember he likes Claudia too. So I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, he thinks Claudia was robbed. So, we can't ever take him seriously. Even when he tell us he's on fire, you better be careful, because one day you're gonna tell us you're on fire and we're gonna be like, yeah, sure, pal. You're gonna be burnt down to ashes before we actually believe it. Mm. But I'm just saying, me. What else, man? What else we got? Zalman said James isn't so active nowadays, huh? Yeah, that's how it is. I mean, like, no knock to my man James. He came on, man. He came on Saturday, man. He came on and told me how he felt. Y'all saw. He came on Saturday and told us how he felt. And that's what it is, man. If you're not a fan of the fight game and you're just a fan of a particular fighter, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that. I can expect to not hear from you for a while. He's already gone on record to say that, hey, he's the the sport can go any way it wants with these other women. I'll look at I look at him, but I don't see nothing to him. And that was his downfall. That was his downfall. You know what I mean? Like he said, he's always blinded by Valentina's greatness. And if you bring up any name, no name holds a candle to it, right? I kept telling him Blanchfield was that name. I kept telling him Blanchfield could handle Valentina on the ground, right? He didn't want to believe it. It wasn't Blanchfield that did it. It was Grasso that did it, but that's what I was saying. Now, two different styles, definitely two different styles, but still, I'm just saying, like, she got submitted. And that could have been very much the same way that, that could have been very much the same way that Blanchfield would have done it. Who knows? Or something in similar fashion. Gabby said, do you think O'Neal versus Aaron can happen for International Fight Week? If Manon wants to come back for August and Santos has visa issues. Yeah, if O'Neal gets by Jennifer Maia, which is a big task, and I'm leaning towards Jennifer Maia, I'm not sure. I'm actually not interested in a fight between them two as much as I am with like Aaron, and I want to see Aaron and what is her name? Macy Barber. That would be a good grudge match between them two. But I still got Aaron over Casey O'Neal for sure. Lafayette said last week Blanchfield was the best. Now Grasso. Well, Grasso got the belt. I mean, Aaron, I wouldn't say Aaron was the best, But Erin is who she is right now. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think who said that, but who thought Erin was the best? No, Erin is number 3, whatever she is, right? Erin is whatever number she is, like nothing higher than that. I don't know who thought she was the best, but whoever gets the belt's the best, right? That's how I always thought. I'm just saying, Lafayette. Like, I don't know who said that Erin was the best, but yeah, Grasso is the best now, like, because she got the belt. I mean, if you mean like if they're the highlight of the weekend, of course, like Grasso's the highlight now. Last week it was the other week it was Blanchfield because she got her victory, but she's number 3. She's still under Grasso, so. Kel Quest said Grasso hits were harder compared to Shevchenko. She chin checked her. If it had gone on like that, okay, hold on. It's going kind of fast here. Okay, Grasso hits harder compared to Shevchenko. She chin checked her. I was like, yeah. And it all came down to her commitment to her footwork, man. Like, it came down to her being assertive with her punches, and she did that, Lafayette says she won't have it that long. Well, if she fights Tyler or Manon, I don't think she will. That's just me. That's just me. I think they can still beat her. I think they just, they did what they were supposed to do. Got to give her credit for beating Valentina. Hey, she did it, man. She did it. In this moment, she did. But it takes a lot to be a dominant champion, though. It takes a lot to be a dominant champion. And whoever gets that belt in this time, in this period, boy, you got your work cut out for you. And that's the thing, Grasso going to have to come up Grasso going to have to be working every single fight camp. She got to be working hard every single fight camp, bro. To rise to the occasion, because everybody's coming after that belt in a harder way than the last fighter. Paris Lucas said Val let go one of the one arms. She can't choke you if you hold one arm and she let it go. Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna put that right there. That's what I saw. Paris. Like, that's why I got hyped whenever, like, for a minute I was kind of settling down. I said, okay, Val knows what to do here. She's gonna hand fight. She's gonna hand fight. She's gonna try to grab that arm, but she let him go. She like panicked, kind of, right? She let it go, and when she let it go, boom. Grasso was game for that. I mean, that's how Grasso finished JoJo. She was game for it. She knows how to get these rear naked choke. They train for it. So the minute she let the arm go, there was no way she was going to get out of it. There was no way she's going to get out of that thing, man. Maybe she thought she could have survived it, like how she did with Santos, but no, like, I think Grasso's technique was a little bit sharper on it, all the way up to the point of getting her down and getting her back and getting her to panic like that. Val wasn't fighting the hand either. Yeah, she wasn't hand fighting. Exactly. Paris said, I couldn't believe my eyes when she let it go. Yeah, me either, man. Like, that was like, ain't that like BJJ 101? Like, as soon as somebody gets your back, like, fight that hand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't even flattened out. You know what I mean? This was like a rear naked choke with her back up. And I was expecting her to, hold on, yo. I might have to switch over to something else. Hold on here. Okay, hang on here. Lafayette said, I am the one who likes Grasso, but being real, she is good. But Santos Manon beats her. Hell, Natalia Silva might beat her. I like Natalia Silva, but I need to see a few more fights from her. I like where she's going, but I need to see a few more fights. Just a few more fights from her. All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on. True said, Chael Sonnen said before the fight, Val's jiu-jitsu isn't that good. See, that's the thing about Chael Sonnen. Like, I can't really take his word. It's crazy. I was taking somebody like Aaron Blanchfield's word a little bit more because she was serious about it. Like when Aaron said it, she says very basic. I kind of knew where she was coming from. You know, she wasn't really trying to just disrespect. I think she was kind of going off of what she'd already seen. Yeah, man. Though I'm with you though, Paris. Like you were saying, man. Like whenever when she like rolled over and let that arm go, I was like, dang, man, that's it. Like she let both go. You know, I was like, what you doing? I was like, you let both of them go. I was like, oh no, like this is it here. And she still had like 30 seconds to go, like a whole minute. She had like a whole minute to go, and I was like, oh man, this is it, right? She gone. Hold on. I'm trying to do something here. All right, can y'all still hear me? Speaker might be a little popping on this one. I had to switch over for a second. Kel said, I'm not surprised Grasso won. Even I said Grasso got to jump on Val and submit her, and it happened in round 4. Yeah, I didn't know, man. I was like, yo, if she don't step this game up in this fight, you know, okay, Robot Chicken said, hear me. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, Skip Bayless. Yeah, he's like Skip Bayless there for him. I'm like, I don't really take what he says into consideration. Wow, what y'all talking about? TJ just like to talk, man. Y'all don't take him serious. He said, I'm always amazed and amused by WMMA fans. Well, I kind of agree with him with that. I'm amused with him, you know. Like I said, I was amused in this situation because, like I said, this fight here just had everybody acting crazy. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we just got to take it like it is. Like I said, it's a fight with me. It always happens. You know, stuff like this happens, and you know, we've seen it time and time again. So we just gonna talk about where it went wrong and why it went wrong. Can so and so do this again? But TJ boy, y'all can't take him seriously. He just playing. TJ like the clown. It's like whenever he lost money to Weili, right? Then he lose that money. Then I tell him not to put money on that fight. I literally told TJ on this channel not to put money. You know that, Chin? I don't know if you're around then, Chin, but that was like a couple years ago, right? Were you around then? I don't know, but I told TJ not to put money on that Weili fight, and he did. And he disappeared too. He was like James whenever he lost that money. He disappeared too. I'm sorry I had to put you on the spot, but I picked Weili to win, but I said I ain't putting money on it. I ain't mean to put you on blast like that, but the videos are out there. You didn't you put money on it, TJ? I know you did, and you disappeared. You disappeared quicker than James. You were gone for a minute. I told you not to put money on it. I was picking Weili. I thought she was going to win. I said, "Oh, she got this. She got the skills to win this fight." And then all of a sudden, boom! Lost that money. Oh, hold on. What was that you asked me, Gabby? Hold on for a second. Wait a minute. Gabby said Ricci versus Suarez should fight next. Ooh. Oh no. Gabby, boy, Suarez gonna that's gonna be Carlos Esparza too right there. That's gonna be Carlos Esparza too right there. I mean, that's about all that's available. Tabitha Ricci's number 15 round, right? I've been looking at the rankings. So she's number 15 now. So that's like the only name available. I believe I have to say that Suarez will probably do Tabitha Ricci might do it similar to Carlos Esparza. You know, yeah. I think so. Okay. What else? Suarez is serial killer. Yeah, Suarez is dangerous, man. Suarez is gonna be dangerous even at 150, a little bit more dangerous at 115 than she's at 125. I wonder if Suarez is thinking about a fight now. I wonder if Suarez is thinking about 125 now. Macy Barber is. Macy Barber wanted to go fight down at 115 after this Andrea Lee fight, but now she wanted to run it back with Grasso again. I mean, she was calling for a rematch with Grasso before this happened, but now she really gonna want it. But Grasso beat her pretty convincingly. I mean, third round, okay. Third round, we saw what happened, but I don't want I don't want to make it look like she had this fight where she was really that competitive with Grasso. I think Macy Barber just got to get in line and work her way up. Grasso, not Grasso, but Barber. I don't know if she'll even get by. Well, she's not getting by Manon like that. She's not getting by Manon or Tyler Santos. I don't believe. Got to get through them fighters first. Got to get through them before you get back to Grasso now. Gabby says, should Tabitha Ricci fight someone in the rankings or an unranked fighter? Well, let's see. She's number 15 now. All the ranked fighters are taken. All the ranked fighters are taken right now. Like, if she wanted to come right back, she could fight an unranked fighter. But since she's ranked now, I think she could fight an unranked fighter. I think she could fight a ranked fighter. She's got to wait. All right, TJ, say got to get back to work. All right. Yeah, but I just don't think Suarez is a good matchup. So I think she just should wait for somebody to be available, Gab, because she just got it. She just got into the rankings. I don't want to see her have to deal with Tatiana Suarez yet. Tatiana, man, ooh, Tatiana with man. Ricci versus Pinheiro. Yeah, that's a name. Yeah, Pinheiro got a fight coming up though, right? Does Pinheiro got a fight coming up? Oh yeah. Pinheiro got a fight coming up. Oh yeah, Michelle Waters. Yeah, Pinheiro's got that fight with Michelle Waters, right? Okay, let's see what we got here. Before I get up out of here, got about 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. But yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier before I end this thing. Yeah, Weili and Amanda. I know everybody had their eyes set on a fight with Valentina, but it's all good, man. It's all good. They ain't got to worry about that. They got other things going on. Valentina, she's got her problems now. You know, Weili, she's got a good career ahead of her. She's got good names ahead of her. Ain't no reason to feel like, oh man, like my super fight is gone, money's down the drain. So Nunes is good. She's a double champion. Then nobody really want to see it that bad anyway, right? Nobody really was begging for a rubber match anyway with Valentina and Nunes, and I wasn't begging for a super fight with Weili and Valentina. I wanted to see Weili versus Lemos. Robot Chicken said Barbara need to let that go. She got away with a close win over Maverick. Nobody wants to see her fight. Yeah, I don't want to see that again. Like, because yeah, she barely got by Miranda, and I don't think she won that fight. Still, still don't think she won that fight. If Pinheiro wins her next fight, I'm sure she'll fight someone higher. Yeah, I think, man, I could see Pinheiro fighting the winner of Dern, Angela Hill, or like the loser of Jessica Andrade and Yan Xiaonan. I could see that happening. Okay, hold on. Yeah, Waterson, man. Who do y'all got between Waterson and Pinheiro? Lafayette said I think it's over for Waterson. Yeah, Waterson. We'll see how she looks at this weight cut too, man, because she's kind of been getting a little bit thicker too. We'll see how that plays out. I mean, she might be good to go. I don't want to put that on her and say, oh, she's having trouble making weight because she's been through this before. But you know, um, I'm looking at the stand up. She just can't get close to Pinheiro. Pinheiro like to throw them. She like them judo throws a lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Waterson. I think she's seen better days anyway. Yeah, Darby. That's about how it is. Like I really don't want to see that fight. Like I was just like, get it out of the way. Let's just do it. If that's what's holding them up from doing other things, but now that this happened, I definitely don't want to see a third fight with Nunes and Shevchenko. I'd rather see Valentina if she was to get her belt back against Grasso. I'd rather see her try to repeat history and go on a title reign there. But I don't even want to see that fight anymore because I think now Nunes would take this fight as a different approach. She would definitely go after it a little bit more. Nunes is definitely not going to respect um, the way she did in her last two fights. She's going to go after it. I believe that. Oh, yeah. Okay. This weekend, let's see, 6 minutes left. All right. This weekend, we got Ariane Lipsky and JJ Aldridge. I am going with, I think I'm going to go with JJ Aldridge in this fight. I think JJ Aldridge, you're going to see her wrestle a little bit more. You might see her, use her striking, but I think the minute Lipsky try to go at her, I'm gonna see JJ Aldridge drop a level and maybe take her down. And you're gonna see her out grapple Ariane Lipsky. Darby said, I can't get excited for no Waterson fight. Gabby said, does Tisha Torres get pulled out of the rankings? I know she's pregnant. They should be pulling her out maybe if it goes on like another 8 or 9. If it maybe totals up to 8 or 9 months, maybe they'll take her out. I think it would be wise to take her out. TJ said, speak on Hill Dern. I think Hill has a good chance of winning the fight. she can capitalize on Dern's lack of takedown ability. She could keep it standing and she could piece her up. But Dern is always a submission threat. If she could get her down like Jandiroba, which I think is going to be a little bit harder. Like Jandiroba had better takedowns. Jandiroba got her down, but she wasn't able to submit her. But I think she'll be open to submit. I think Angela Hill be a little bit of open target for some reason. But Mackenzie Dern's a little bit quicker with her submissions, I think, than Berna Jandiroba is. But Angela Hill, she's got to be able to stand and keep this thing moving. And just expose that footwork, man. Expose that footwork on Mackenzie Dern. I'm going to say this, TJ, since you came back. I know you ain't going to like this, but Angela Hill could make this thing like the Claudia Gadelha fight. But she's going to have to make it a lot more convincing. She's going to have to make this thing a lot more convincing, man, because she lost that fight. They robbed her. I thought Angela Hill beat Claudia Gadelha, but Angela Hill's got the angles. She's got the ability to win this thing on the feet. She's got to do it for 3 rounds. And there should be no reason she can't, man. Gabby said, I think strawweight rankings from 1 through 7 is solid. Then 8 through 15 needs work. Yeah, I do too. Because I don't know, Mandy Boss is still there, but I don't know what she's doing. Yeah, Tisha Waterson, she's out the door. Half out the door. We don't know what's up with her. 1 through 7. Yeah, 1 through 7 is solid, though. Darby said, I got Aldridge. Yeah, I got JJ Aldridge, too. But Hill Dern should be an interesting fight, for however long it lasts, as long as she doesn't get submitted. As long as she don't get submitted, maybe she can make it interesting. Zaman said it seems Manon is eyeing Blanchfield in the last fight. In the last interview. Okay. That'll be a good fight. I'll definitely tune into that one, man. First Blanchfield's going to fight Tyler, but maybe she'll get this fight instead. Man, Blanchfield is focused, though, man. She's a dangerous fighter. Blanchfield is focused right now, too, man. She's a dangerous fighter, man. I think style-wise, though, I think Manon has a quickness for it and the strength to deal with Blanchfield, but I don't want to see her go on the ground at all with Blanchfield, though, man. She got that strength and that grappling to control her, and I'm not so sure as much as like if that was Tyler on the ground. Like Tyler Santos, I feel a little bit more comfortable. She was on the ground with Aaron. She's a little bit stronger, and her jiu-jitsu is solid, but I think Manon's approach would have to be different. I can still see Manon winning the fight, but I think it would be more off of her stand-up game and her movement. All right, y'all, but that's all I got. Yeah, comments, y'all leave them in the comment section later. Like I said, if you missed the live, that's what it is. That's what it's about. Just read the title. Like I said, Weili, Amanda, they can move on from this thing. No more talks of this super fight with the Bullet. Bullet got her own problems. And, y'all know what I mean. Darby said Hill's not beating Dern. Hill is not beating Dern. Come on now. She got a good chance to win this fight. She got a good chance to win this fight. Make it sound. People said the same thing about Dern and Rodriguez. Like, everybody was pretty sure Dern was going to beat Rodriguez. And I was like, all right, y'all watch. I'm not counting Marina out in this fight. Marina may not be as well versed on the ground, but y'all watch. Marina going to win this fight. I know that's a different fight, though, but still. All right. Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe. I'm getting up out of here. Hit that like button. Marcus Bell said I have Aldridge as well. Lipsy might have issues with staying on her feet. Yeah, yeah. All right, y'all. I'm out. Make sure y'all subscribe. Peace.